The Great Realisation, written by Thomas Roberts and illustrated by Namoko, is a relatively new picture book published in 2020. It is an inspiring book about hope, and whilst it refers to the current coronavirus pandemic in past tense, it promises a better future. It covers themes of pollution and being grateful for what we have in the world that we live in. It encourages the reader to reflect on their life, identifying bad habits and encouraging change. A range of language features have been used throughout this book to encourage both reader engagement and overall meaning. Rhyme is used throughout every page, creating a lyrical tone to keep the story moving and engaging. The author also uses differing font types to help the reader decipher between the two different characters at the start of the book. The differing font types are also used throughout the book to emphasize meaning. We see that here where the author writes the word bigger, making the font literally bigger to emphasize the growth. We see the use of a metaphor followed by a hyperbole when the author says, "And the children's eyes grew squarer, and every toddler had a phone." This metaphor and hyperbole have been used in conjunction to exaggerate the use of technology and emphasize meaning. Personification is also used where it says, "And with the skies less full of voyagers, the earth began to breathe." This emphasizes the relief the changes have on the earth. The author creates suspense with unfinished sentences indicating something is happening and inviting the reader to turn the page to find out what happens next. It is also evident that the author has strategically used personal pronouns such as we and you throughout the text to encourage the reader to reflect. Whilst there has been a vast variety of language features that have been strategically used throughout the text, there has also been a variety of visual features that have also been used to support them. So let's take a look at them. The illustrator has carefully matched the illustrations to the text on each page. This helps the reader to get a visual representation of the text and understand exactly what is being said. The illustrator uses salients to draw attention to the participant by positioning him in the center of the page, creating an information zone. A plain colored background is used to make the participant stand out. In comparison, the adjacent page is full of participants, making it very clear that the main participant is isolated. The size of the main participant is also quite small in comparison, enhancing the feelings associated with being alone. Interactive structures are used at the start of the book where you can see participants are separated and not interacting with each other, showing an unconnected society. Gaze is also used here as each participant is looking at their phones, drawing attention to the phones and highlighting a sense of unconnectedness. Towards the end of the book, we see participants interacting with each other to show a newly found sense of connection. The use of gaze is also used as you see participants looking at each other rather than their devices. Colours have been strategically used to help portray the different emotions within each part of the story. The book starts with very dark and gloomy colours to depict a world of pollution. It then moves to colours of green, depicting a time of uncertainty and fear. Towards the end, the colours become brighter and more colourful, depicting positive change. At the very end of the book, we see the journey depicted as a rainbow of colours, starting in the front left corner, making the reader automatically go to this point and creating a reading path up through the rainbow to see the journey the book has taken them on. Overall, The Great Realisation is a wonderful text with well thought out language and visual features. It has a deep meaning that is to be grateful for what we have, and whilst it is easy to get distracted, it is important we remember to take care of the world we live in and be kind to others.